Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, March 26th. My name is Joe Woolley. I'm the CEO of the Nashville LGBT Chamber of Commerce. We are bringing you this legislative update, this action alert, to make sure that everybody is aware of where we stand going into next week with the Tennessee General Legislature, General Assembly and the legislature that are going to go and hear once again a record number of anti-LGBT discriminatory legislation. This was a historic week, not in a good way, here in Tennessee, a very rough week. 6 anti-LGBT discriminatory bills were heard this week. On Monday, the House of Representatives passed the anti-transgender athlete bill. That bill now has gone to Governor Lee to be signed into law. Tennessee will become the 3rd state this year to pass such a bill. This bill was passed last year in Idaho, and the Idaho passed a ban on transgender kids participating in sports last year, and it was halted by a federal judge because it was going to cause immediate harm. 2 other states, as I've said, have passed that bill. South Dakota has passed that bill, but the governor has yet to sign it because she has heard from the business community, many of the same corporations that have signed our open letter, and they have spoken out and had made it clear of the job losses and the economic harm that could come to that state if she signs it. She is still seriously considering a veto of that bill. I share all this with you right now to set the tone, the historic nature of what we just went through this week and what we are going to continue to go through in the next several weeks. We expect the governor to sign the anti-trans athlete bill. We do not think he will veto it, even though the legislature has the businesses in the state have spoken out strongly. They continue to talk with him. But unfortunately, I personally do not think that he will veto the bill. It would be wonderful if he did. He should know that there are repercussions already happening from just the bill passing the Senate and the House. And we will know those when that bill is signed by the governor. We will have clear early repercussions of that bill. But there's a lot more coming behind it, and that's what I'm here to share today. So if you're joining us, please ask any question in the comments that you are wondering about. We have several media individuals joining us for this update to bring us all up to speed, knowing what we're going into next week. So once again, Tennessee is making history, but it's not great history. This is a record-setting year. Tennessee has the most anti-LGBT discriminatory bills this year, more than any other state. It's the state with the most bills since 2015. Our colleagues at the Human Rights Campaign tabulated anti-LGBT bills and pointed out that since 2015, Tennessee leads the nation in discriminatory legislation with over 70 discriminatory bills being filed since 2015. We are the only state with a bathroom bill up every year since North Carolina passed their bathroom bill in 2016. And this year, we have 2 bathroom bills up. If we pass either one of these bathroom bills, we will be the first state to pass a bathroom bill since 2016 and the fallout to North Carolina around their bathroom bill. So again, we'd be making history and setting records. This is all in context of what happened this week. I testified in the Senate Education Committee against the Bathroom Bill 2.0, which is called the All Children Accommodations Act. But let's be clear, it's pure and simple a bathroom bill. We call it Bathroom Bill 2.0. There's another bathroom bill, the signage bathroom bill, which requires inclusive restrooms to have to post a sign at their front door. This is any business that has inclusive bathroom policies to post a sign on their front door and their bathroom door stating in clear terms that these bathrooms could be used by people of opposite sex genders of birth. I mean, it's just ridiculous what the sign actually has to put on. you have to put on the sign and then put on the front of your building and on your bathroom. Business has spoken out strongly against this bill, as they have with all other discriminatory pieces of legislation. This bill, though, that bathroom signage bill, will be up on the House floor this coming Monday. Next week is going to be as historic and as devastating on LGBT issues and discriminatory legislation as this week was. So Tennessee has passed an athlete ban. We're waiting for the governor to sign it. We now have the most, there's a trans healthcare ban, but Tennessee's bill, it's up in 6 other states, but Tennessee's bill takes it to the extreme, and it penalizes parents and doctors who treat transgender youth. So that takes it to the extreme. There's another trans hormone bill that sets up a commission of who can oversee and treat your children. Then you have the 2 bathroom bills. And then you have an opt-out bill where parents can't have to approve their child being taught anything about LGBT history or issues. This is what we are facing in the state legislature. This is the discriminatory legislation that is out there. We are trying to spread the word that all of this is out there and all of it is moving. In years past, discriminatory legislation would move forward. We'd have an outpouring of opposition from businesses in the community. One bill might get passed and then the others seem to die down. This year is different. Every piece of legislation has the potential to pass, and we are trying to sound every alarm that we can to get people to pay attention to this. Because unfortunately, once these bills start to move in the committees, and then they are passed by the House and the Senate, once it goes to our governor, this governor has made it clear he will sign legislation like that. And in our state, a veto from the governor can be overturned by the Senate with the same amount of votes a bill is needed, or the same amount of votes that the bill passed originally on. You do not have to have a super majority to override a veto in this state. So we're trying to make sure everybody realizes that, and that now is the time to take action. So what does action look like? If you're an individual, contact your legislator. The Tennessee Equality Project also has action items that you can do every single week, every single day. There is direct action items where you can make phone calls, send emails, and reach out to legislators opposing these type of bills. I also ask everybody to educate themselves. Educate themselves on this issue. There is a difference in a lot of these bills this year because they're specifically targeting transgender individuals. They always have, but it's been masked behind discriminatory legislation and anti-LGBT. It is a clear targeting of transgender individuals. Gallup just released a poll that 0.02% of the US population is transgender. That is a very, very small percentage. A lot of people have never met a transgender person, and what they know of transgender people is often very misinformed. We have a lot of education to do around transgender issues. So I call on you to educate yourself on transgender issues in the transgender community. We offer resources so you can talk to transgender individuals. I continually educate myself every day around this issue. The issue is gender identity. Lesbian, gay, bisexual people, that is sexual orientation. Transgender is gender identity. Those two things are very different, but we are one community of the LGBT community, and we stand together, and we need to educate our own community and then the wider community on transgender issues so people are better informed. So your second action item you can do is educate yourself on these issues. And then take a look at these bills and look at them as the discriminatory pieces of legislation that they are. In my Senate testimony this week, the senators that are sponsoring these bills had direct questions to me saying, we're not discriminatory, these aren't bad, we're protecting children. But these bills are bad. these bills are discriminatory due to the mere fact that they are targeting transgender individuals. So that's where we are. Let's step back and look at this now on the business case. Just that we are here talking about these bills is doing harm to Tennessee. Let's see. It's embarrassing that in 2021 we're talking about, we are still talking about which bathroom transgender people can use and where. The reality is there hasn't been a single state that's passed a bathroom bill since North Carolina's HB 2 in 2016. A bill that had a $3.75 billion, that's the fiscal conservative estimate of the impact of that bill on that state. And it was eventually repealed due to the enormous economic damage that it wrought. There are high-profile fights in a few states like Texas and Florida, but none of them passed. Texas lost $66 million in canceled events in 2017 just for considering passing a bathroom bill. We're risking our state's reputation and our economy right now as we speak. We know that since 2016. So here's the thing. Since 2016, all major meetings and conventions require a no-fee cancellation clause when they book with a city should the host state pass anti-LGBTQ legislation. That means that every event currently booked across Tennessee, and I pointed out in my testimony, that's all of Tennessee, that's not just Nashville, that's Memphis to Tri-Cities, Clarksville to Chattanooga. Every event in Tennessee in the next few coming years, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of economic impact could be in jeopardy. On top of tourism, we hear all the time from businesses that love Tennessee, but are always fielding worries from employees and recruits that hear in the news how unwelcoming and dangerous a state this is for LGBT people. Just today, I've had 2 calls from corporations on this exact topic. The open letter that we put out every year continues to garner signers. Just this week, we have had two more corporate signers join the list, and we're well over 150 small business signers. These corporate signers are making it clear that discrimination is bad for business. They cannot attract and retain the talent that they need to live and work in this state. It's not just people coming here from other states, businesses coming here from other states, but it's also people that are already living here, leaving this state to go to places that are more inclusive. We've made the business argument for this. It's clear, it's in the open letter. We have continued to testify to this week after week after week. What we are saying now is really trying to draw attention to the fact that this is set up to not only have the anti-transgender athlete bill about to be signed into law, but to be followed by the most extreme trans healthcare ban in the nation, and then to top it all off, 2 bathroom bills. 2 bathroom bills. Again, there has not been a bathroom bill passed into law since the 2016 devastating HB 2 bathroom bill in North Carolina. So Tennessee has a lot riding on the and a lot on the line with what we're doing right now. We will put out further information. We will take more signers to the open letter. We will keep making this very public and clear pushback against these bills. No longer will legislators be able to say they're not hearing from the business community or they didn't know about the business impacts. All of this will be made clear. Unfortunately, it looks like legislators are going to call our bluff, and it's not a bluff, unfortunately. These ramifications, this economic harm is guaranteed to happen. It's just going to. We are already aware of 3 conventions that as soon as the law is signed in, or the bill is signed into law by the governor, the anti-trans athlete bill is signed into law by the governor, will announce cancellations of conventions here in Tennessee. And we will make sure those are known. And those will be the very, very early warning signs of what is to come. With that, I've not seen other questions. A lot of comments of people saying that if these bills pass, they will move. We hear you, we understand you. That is going to happen, unfortunately, quite a bit. We are here at the chamber to answer any of these questions that anybody may have on the potential ramifications and fallout. We'll continue to publish and share that information. We'll continue to promote and share the personal, heartbreaking stories of these bills have ramifications. We talk about it in the business aspect of it, the economic fallout of it. But let us never lose sight that these bills are targeting children. They're targeting young people that are already facing, just unfair and unfortunate pushback. They're just trying to live their lives. This trans athlete bill, talking about transgender people trying to play sports, transgender people are trying to survive the day. They're trying to get through their day in high school. These bills will drive up already high suicide rates for transgender individuals. It will make marginalized people feel even more marginalized. And let's not forget that we have the marginalized of the marginalized. Black transgender women have the highest suicide rates and the highest murder rates in the country because of the marginalized of the marginalized of the marginalized representation that they have to carry around and deal with every single day. These laws do nothing but attack transgender individuals, make them even bigger targets, add even more pressure to their daily lives. And let's not lose sight of that fact when we talk about these other issues. But to the other issue, the devastating economic consequences that are about to befall Tennessee if more of these bills move forward. That's the 101. Where can we find these bills? A viewer asked. You can go on our website. We have them posted there in our weekly wrap-up emails. We will post that in the comment. We do a rundown every week of where the bills stand. The Tennessee Equality Project also has a full list of bills and action items, personal action items that you can take action on now. If you are a business, corporate or small business, please reach out to us and sign the open letter. We keep that letter updated, and we make sure before every vote, those legislators have a full list of that. That's another thing that businesses can do, and just stay engaged. Keep following this, educate others that this is happening, talk about the devastating personal impact that these bills have, but then talk about the economic fallout around these bills, how this will devastate the hospitality and tourism industry after they're barely hanging on. They're looking for a comeback, and they will be the first ones to fill a boycott when Tennessee passes these bills. Educate yourself, stay involved, speak out, and take action now. That is really the point of this video, is to make everybody aware of what's going on and say, now is the time to take action. This is what's happening, and spread the word. We're here for any other information or help that you need. Thank you for tuning in and watching this. We will continue to push back on this legislation, and we need your help as well. Let's keep Tennessee open and equal and a welcoming place to live, raise our families, and work. Thank you.